Welcome! After years of using Excel in a corporate environment, here are my top Excel 2016 useful tips and tricks. They are no particular order, so be sure to watch all the way through. By the end of the video, those tips and tricks have made you more productive, and I'm sure they'll make you more productive as well. Please like, share, comment, or ask me questions, and I'll be happy to answer any question. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Quick Analysis Tool. Most people aren't aware of the Quick Analysis Tool. When you highlight any table, at the bottom right corner is an icon. This is the Quick Analysis Tool menu. If you click on that, it gives you a wealth of options you can choose from to modify your table. For example, you click on Totals, click Sum, and it shows the sum of the columns. You can click this sum and it sums the rows. You can also do formatting on the table, add icons, create charts, and insert them into your spreadsheet. Turn it into a table and add sparklines. There's so much available here, and it makes it quick and easy to avoid going through the menus and manually inserting each one of these different options onto your table. Number 2. Filter. If you're not using Filter, you should be. It's very simple. Just click anywhere inside of a table of data, go to the Data tab, click this filter icon, and it creates a filter at the top of each one of the columns. When you click on one of these, it shows you all the unique values listed anywhere in that column, and you can turn them off. Select one in particular, or two, or three, or as many as you like. Hit OK, and it filters out only those rows of data that matched that filter. It's a great way to manage large lists of information. Number 3. Drop-down list.
Say you want to select a list of values like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want it to be selectable from this column right here. Go to the Data tab, click on Data Validation, and choose List from the menu choice. In the source, select the choices that you want to make available and hit Enter. Make sure this In-Cell drop-down checkbox is checked and hit OK. Now, when you're in this column and you hit the down arrow, it gives you those 4 choices to choose from. If you try to type something that is outside of that range, let's say 5, it gives you a warning that the value doesn't match the list.
Number 4. Auto-fit column width.
This is by far the quickest way to adjust the width on your columns. Just go to the space between columns so your cursor turns to this shape and double-click. It will automatically readjust the size of the columns to fit the widest point of the data anywhere in that entire column. You can also highlight all of the columns, click on any of them the same way, and it will do multiple columns at the same time.
Number 5. Transpose. Let's say you want to reverse the columns and rows in the table. All you have to do is highlight the entire set of data, right-click, copy, choose the location where you want to place the results, right-click Paste Special, and check this box Transpose and hit OK. Now, all the columns and rows have been reversed. Number 6. Remove duplicates. Removing duplicates is handy if you have a list of names and other information where there's duplicates and you want to end up with a unique set of values. In this example, I'm going to highlight this list. Click on Data, choose Remove Duplicates. The columns are selected, first name, last name, and amount, and in this case, I'm going to hit OK to remove the duplicates where all 3 of those columns match. That should be true for row 3 and row 8. As you can see, it removes the 1 duplicate value. Now let's do the same thing, but in this case we're not going to do the amount, and we're only going to do it where the first name and the last name are exactly the same. It now removed 2 duplicates. Now be sure to use this remove duplicates when the results are going to be removed. If you just want a filter, you should use the filter as we looked at earlier because this one deletes the data, that is duplicates. Number 7. Goal Seek. Goal Seek is an advanced function in Excel and is part of the what-if analysis tools. In this example, say we have a number of items that we sell. We know how many the quantity that we've sold of the first 2 items and the price each and what the total peso amount is. But for the third item, we want to know how many of this we need to sell in order to get the overall total to 6,000 pesos. Well, you can punch in numbers right here randomly to try to figure that out. Then keep working until you get a number that matches the 6,000 that you're targeting. But you can also use the what-if analysis to figure it out for you. To use Goal Seek, you want to start by clicking on the target cell, go to the Data, What-if Analysis, and choose Goal Seek. It fills in the target cells as you set cell the value we're trying to reach is 6,000 and the cell we're going to change is the quantity for item 3. When you hit OK, it goes through and calculates 197 or 197 is the magic number to reach that goal of 6,000 total. Just be aware that you can use your imagination to come up with all kinds of scenarios for the what-if analysis using Goal Seek. It handles very complex solutions. Number 8. VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a very commonly used tool to find data in a list. In this example, I have a list of names with an associated ID. Over here, I'm creating a new table and I want to reference the names on this table to look up the ID from this list and fill them in. To do that, I want to use the VLOOKUP function. Click on the Insert Function button and you want to find VLOOKUP in the list. You can type it in, do a search against all, and once it's there, select it and it brings out the function arguments. To remind you of what you fill in for each one of this, there's a description down here. The lookup value is what value to I want to look up in the list, and that is the name Nancy. The list that I'm going to choose from is the entire list, and the column index number is the column that I want to return the value from. In this case, this is column 1 and this is column 2, so I'm going to choose column 2. And finally, the range lookup is either true or false. If you use true, it looks for the closest match. False is an exact match, and in almost every situation, you want to use false. Hit OK and you can see that it looked up Nancy in the table and found the ID and returned it over here. All we have to do then, let's copy this data down. Now you'll notice right here and Carol isn't in the list, so it returns not applicable. Now also note that there is an HLOOKUP function which is horizontal instead of vertical, so if you're looking up something in a different format, you may need to use the HLOOKUP, but it essentially has the value it will update it automatically.